Today's topic is, please write down the topic, scientific management. Scientific management. Now, Arya, you tell me that Sijoni madam has covered scientific management, isn't it? Arya, Arya, are we connected? Samudra, you tell me. Samudra,
Yes, sir.
what is your takeaway? What is your say understanding regarding the term scientific management?
Sir, scientific management means the proper way of means the using a proper method and technique for completing a particular job that will take least time to cover. Means maximum amount of output with minimum amount of time required.
Good. Just elaborate it further.
Scientific management actually is a theory by F.W. Taylor, Frederick Winslow Taylor, and so yeah, it's the what do you call that? It's the theory where Taylor selects the right person for the right job. He introduces the piece rate system and says that as Taylor was an economic man, he followed by this rule that all of the workers are motivated by money, and henceforth, if any worker is asked to produce one extra unit of a commodity more, that and if the piece rate system was introduced, then they had the option to earn more money, but but this could also hamper quality levels. That's a drawback of this point. Yeah.
Okay,
So basically that.
got it, understood.
Sir,
So,
may I try?
yes, please.
Sir, it is Taylor management means Taylorism management. It uses scientific methods to analyze the efficient production of work.
Yes. You want to elaborate it further? You
No,
want?
sir.
Okay. Then, Rahul, you tell me your takeaway on scientific management. Rahul? Okay. Let us discuss, and after that I will show point by point, because as it is a revision class. And Ronit, kindly mute yourself. Yes, it's okay. And the motto is to understand the theme not for only for academic purpose but for your learning, because you have seen that you have got your class test 1 mark, so everybody would pass, everybody would get good marks. But the thing is that you need to imbibe the knowledge, you need to imbibe the management skill, so that you can, what can I say, face the interview board, face the corporate people. So let us come back to the topic, that is scientific management. See, basically before scientific management was introduced, there was no management system. Owners run the business and they think that workers are the instrument, basic instrument. So I will use, what can I say, fear. I will give them, say, I will, what can I say, force them. I will just compel them to produce the desired result. Because before scientific management, before Taylor, there were no management system. So everything was done on, the term is called heuristic or rule of thumb. Rule of thumb means guesswork. Whatever comes into my mind, I will do the thing. Say, I say, take an example. Shambo wants to say, what can I say? Go to our IBMR college, and he thinks that going by a bicycle would be the best option, and that would be the fastest one. So basically, it is Shambo's perception, and it is not correct, but it is based on his heuristic assumption or rule of thumb. Basically, it means the traditional management did not care about any principle, because the management concept was not there. The management concept was not there. People just believed on some set of practice some set of beliefs. It is called, what can I say, reference. Means they just take reference from the past behavior, past event, what happened yesterday, they would assume the same thing would recur in the future.
Sir,
Yes, yes, Ronnie, tell me.
sir,
I am just,
can you please,
I am just discussing scientific management. I am just discussing it. I am not, I have not given any
can
note.
you please present the thing that you had presented
No, no,
in
I have not present.
earlier class?
That is that video is there. I will just that video is on the group. You just go through that video. Okay, video is there. You
That
just,
presentation.
yes, yes, that you just go through that video. Everything is there. Okay, let us come back to the class. Please mute yourself.
Okay,
Please mute yourself. Ronnie, mute yourself.
okay.
Now, there was a kind of mayhem in the society. No scientific method, nothing was there. Because people think, owners think that I am putting the money, so I would reap that benefit. I would say basically they would treat the worker as slave. They are coming to work for me and they are slave, and I would just compel them to produce the desired result, and there is no fixed working hour, there is no proper working environment, everything was in a sham, in a poor state. So from that state, F. W. Taylor started his scientific management. Basically, he was a, what can I say, he was a production worker, and he knows the thing
Yeah, in
by,
the factory of Chicago.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
he knows the thing by practicing it himself. Actually, it is not a bookish knowledge. All the thing that he developed, it is from his own experience. He actually observed the thing. Basically, scientific management is based on observation and experimentation. He observed the thing and after that he implement that into practice. Basically, scientific management is nothing but the accumulation of his experience, what he observed in real life scenario. So he thought that if I just put it into a kind of principle, that thing would help. And in even today, people follow scientific management in factory. Basically, there are two types of management. One is scientific management, another is modern management, founded by Henry
Right.
Fayol. But that modern management relate to, what can I say, management part, office part. But this scientific management is related to production part. Means how production can be enhanced, can be maximized at the least cost and proper utilization of resources. That is the basics of scientific management. So I will elaborate the principles of scientific management. So I will share the screen. Please pay attention on the screen. Can you see the screen? Tell me. Hello?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just a minute.
Yes, sir.
So, first principle is use of science, not rule of thumb. Just a minute. So, what it means that I will analyze the work environment and I will use proper scientific method, not rule of thumb. If I find that the machinery is not working properly, I will delve into the matter and I will see why it is not working properly. I will not make an assumption that there is some, what can I say, fictitious reason, or say that if I use this method the machine might work. I won't use that thing. Every observation, everything will be based on science, scientific observation and experimentation, and that I will use instead of rule of thumb. Rule of thumb is whatever comes into my mind, I will do that. Machine is not working, oh okay, do this method. If this method does not work, do that method. Plan A, plan B, plan C, without any proper justification, without any proper reasoning. Okay, this is the first one. Number two,
Sir,
yes,
before scientific management, what you said?
there
What
was
question?
there was no management that the people follow, the business owner follow traditional management, traditional. No no rules were there, no rules were
Hmm.
there. Whatever comes to the mind of the owner, they follow that thing. Okay,
Hmm.
please pay attention on the screen. Next comes principle of scientific selection and training of work. Now try to compare this with the traditional system. Previously, in a factory, the traditional system was that whoever comes to the manager, and if the manager liked that person would be hired without knowing that whether that person is capable of doing the job or not. Okay, you may be a good person, but whether you are capable of doing the job, that does matter. There are various people, there are various type of good people in the society. Okay, we care about that, but unless and until that person delivers the result, it is of no use. Similarly, in the case of traditional management, the selection was done purely on whimsical basis, and no training was provided to the worker. No training was provided to the worker. Please mind it. They assume that the worker will learn by doing the job. The more they do the job, they will learn. No training facility was provided to the worker. So Taylor said that there should be scientific selection. I should see, say, if a person come as a, what can I say, machine operator, I should see that whether person possesses some requisite qualification, requisite experience to do the job, and further, if the work requires, I will train the worker to be fit into that work. Got it? Up to this, any problem? First two principle. Next, number three.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, scientific means that related to science.
Not related to methodical. It should be methodical. Kind of science means it should be methodical. Say if I say Shambo is a bad student, so it should be justified, na? Why I am calling Shambo is a bad student, is a poor performer. It should be justified. There cannot be some whims, or say if you say sir SSP sir cannot teach. So there should be some justification why he cannot teach, or why we are calling him as a faulty teacher. There should be some justification. So scientific methods management says that whatever we say, there should be some justification. Got it?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Next comes cooperation between labor and management. Before scientific management, the traditional management, they follow what I say, they're full of authoritative person, full of atrocities were there. They did not look into the interest of the worker. They treat the worker as a slave. Not to say that they should have a
Cooperation between.
labor and management.
Okay.
So they cannot dream that labor will come forward and give some suggestion. So that was the situation before Taylor. But Taylor emphasized that labor should come forward and put forth his suggestion, and there should be a cooperation and coordination between the labor and the management, because without labor the management cannot survive. Similarly, without proper management the labor cannot survive. So basically there is a symbiotic relationship between labor and management. So he put forth this thing that the management should take utmost care for the betterment of the labor, and the labor should do his best for the fulfillment of objective of the management. Next comes number 4, principle of maximum output. Taylor says that we cannot sacrifice output. Whatever efforts we require, we should put in that effort to achieve the maximum output. Because how the worker situation can be improved? If there is a maximum output and that output can provide us good revenue by selling those output in the market, only we can pay fair wages to the worker. So for the betterment of the worker, for the upliftment of the worker, it is necessary to achieve maximum output so that the output could be sold in the market to get a high sale value, to have a high sale value, and that revenue will be passed on to the worker by paying higher wages. Next comes number 5. Distribution of responsibility. That is, management should properly embark, properly circumscribe what is management domain and what is labor domain. Labor would be given some proper assigned task and he would be accountable for that task. If he failed to deliver the result, he would be accountable to the management. Similarly, if the management failed to provide proper working environment to the worker, proper wages to the worker, and proper, what can I say, training to the worker, worker would hold the management responsible. So basically these are the 5 principles of scientific management. If you have any question, feel free to ask me. Because in MCQ questions will come, it is for sure. And again, question may come like this: whether scientific management is used in office or in factory. So you have to specify it should be factory. Then question may comes like this: who is the father of scientific management? Then the answer would be F.W. Taylor. Then question may comes like traditional management and scientific management, a comparison. So you have to specify the distinction, the nuance that I have already discussed.
With the scientific management,
And traditional management. Traditional management. Just let me write it. Traditional management. Got it? Got it? Shambhu? Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Sir, the workers and laborers, those who work, are they also a part of management?
Basically, in real world, in the governing body, there should be some worker representative. There should be some worker representative. It depends on company to company. But basically, it is desirable to have a worker representative in the governing body because they, what can I say, they ventilate their grievances, they articulate their feelings, they articulate their views towards the management. They are representative, not a part of management.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
whether scientific management and traditional management,
Traditional management, they might ask the difference. Said atrocities followed in scientific management or traditional management. So you have to say atrocities is followed in traditional management, like this. Fair wage system is involved in traditional management or scientific management. You have to say scientific management, like this.
atrocities.
Atrocities means extreme, what can I say, extreme punishment, extreme bad behavior, cruelty, extreme cruel nature. Okay, now let us start with the methods of or techniques of scientific management. Samudra, you tell me what are the methods followed to implement this principle of scientific management?
Sir, time study, static study, method study.
Good. First is,
What are the methods?
I am writing it, please be patient. Time study. Number one is time study. Samudra, you tell me how to perform this time study.
Sir, time study may be defined as the amount of time it is required to perform a particular job. Means how much time it is given to perform a particular job by each worker during each interview.
Any other viewpoint? Okay. Suppose what Taylor did, he picked a average person, not below average or above average. He picked a average worker and assigned him some task. Okay. And he took a time stopwatch and recorded the time needed. He again give the same work to that worker and again recorded the time, and he kept on repeating this process till he got the average time required to perform a task. So that time is called standard time, and we need to find out the difference between standard time and time taken. So if the time taken is less than the standard time, it means that the worker is efficient and he would be benefited. There are various methods like we follow Halse system, Rowan system that you would come across when you would study costing. Halse and Rowan, also various methods are there. So under this system, we apply time study and see whether the time taken is more or less than the standard time. And if it is less than the standard time, then the worker would get some incentive. This is all about time study. Any question? Next comes motion study. Arya, you tell me what do you mean by this motion study? What do you mean by this motion study? Shambhu, you tell me.
So motion study is actually a, what do you call that? It's a basically a systematic way of determining the best method of doing the work by, sort of scrutinizing the motions and the scrutinizing the motions which are made by the worker, or it can be also machinery in some cases.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
think that's the case.
Sir, I tell.
Yes, Shambhu, you tell me.
Sir, I think that motion study is a study of conservation of human resource.
Not correct. Okay, let me explain.
Okay.
Let me explain. What he did, Taylor, he gave a task to a worker and he found that the worker was making unnecessary movement. The worker made 18, say 18 or more movement, but according to him, only 6 movements would have been sufficient to do the job. Similarly, he found that the machine was used unnecessarily and that use could be stopped. So what he did, he recorded by using a camera the motion of the worker as well as the machine, and he found that only the necessary motion that will be pivotal for the performance of the job would be needed and the less would be eliminated. This is called motion study. Means making the body, understanding the body movement as well as the machinery movement and make it to the least. Got it? Next comes
Sir, please repeat once more this one.
motion study. Okay. Suppose, say, Shamu, you required to prepare for your examination, say, for 12 hours. But
Yes.
I found that you were taking unnecessary time. It would have been reduced to 6 hours or 8 hours if you study it efficiently in a scientific manner. Means by focusing on the book, by what can I say? By not being distracted by some extraneous factor. So keeping your motion to the minimum. This is called motion study.
Okay, sir.
Next comes method study. Method study means, please mute yourself, Ronnie. Method study means which method I would use that to curtail my cost and maximize my output. In scientific management, we are concerned with two things: maximization of output and minimization of cost with proper utilization of resources, that is labor and other input. So which method I would follow that would maximize my output and minimize my cost. This is called method study. Next thing I would follow fatigue study. Fatigue study, any idea? What do you mean by this term, fatigue study? Samantha, you tell me.
Sir, fatigue study means every employee requires a rest after some particular work. So fatigue study help us in determine how much rest interval should be given to each employee after a particular job, or
Good. Yes, carry on.
how much time they should be means how much break they should be given after each work interval.
Good, good, good. You have explained the concept. Basically, what was the scenario? The worker need to work at that time, say 12 hours, 15 hours without any break. So what happens? After say 6 or say 7 hours, they become very much fatigued, tired. Fatigue means tired. So automatically their efficiency drops. So basically at that time Taylor found that if I use the worker in a professional manner by giving them short break, brief break, so he found that the efficiency of the worker picked up. Because once the worker got say food, then some rest and some repose, automatically the
So
performance of
Taylor also mentioned the workers to, to select their own time slots to
yes,
work. For example,
yes, I'm coming to it. Coming to it.
yeah,
Yes. Also, flexible time slot should be there. Means worker can study, a worker can decide that what time they can take the break. Basically, Taylor focused that I need to achieve my the objective, and how you fulfill the objective that depends entirely on you. So you can take the break according to your convenience, but at the end of the day, I need my work. I need my work to be completed. This is all about fatigue study. So by giving break and by not continuing the work at a stretch, he found that the efficiency of the worker shoot up. So, so basically, the methods followed in scientific management are time study, motion study, method study, and fatigue study. This is all about your scientific management. Just let me recapitulate that previously there was no management system. Only Frederick Winslow Taylor introduced this scientific management, and he found actually he learned from his own experience, and again this theory is based on observation and experimentation. So he found that by following 5 principles we can enhance the production, and he introduces few methods like time study, motion study, method study, and fatigue study, and he believes that if an organization follows this culture, automatically the performance of the worker would improve. Because traditional management system like say Henry Ford, you have heard the name Henry Ford? Henry Ford, the maker of Ford car. Hello?
yeah, yeah, sir. And also, I've seen the
Yes, sir.
movie
Yes, sir.
Ford versus Ferrari, the
Yes.
Kenny
Yes, sir.
movie back in
Yes,
So
2019.
sir.
Henry Ford, Taylor criticized him, his principle called Fordism. Fordism means without considering this scientific principle. So Ford also followed that traditional method, but after every organization when they found the benefit of scientific management, they imbibe this methodology. So basically, and he also focused, F.W. Taylor also focused that the worker should be given the job in which he best fit, in which he is best, what can I say, he is suited for that position. So if a person find that he can operate the machine well, give them that job. So day after day he goes on doing that thing and he becomes a specialist in that domain. So specialization also comes under this principle of scientific management. Any doubts, any question? This is all about scientific management, and after that if you have any question feel free to ask me. I will move to another topic.
So what about the piece rate systems? Because Taylor
Yes,
also
yes,
introduced that.
yes, I am coming to it. Piece rate system, basically, let me explain, as you asked me, let me explain the system. This is called incentive payment. So one method is Halse method, another method is called Rowan method, another method is called piece rate system, another method is called time rate system, another method is called Merrick differential piece rate system. Then comes Barth system. So basically these are all methods of incentive payment or wage payment as earlier has specified. What is piece rate system? Previously I have explained that time rate system means our
Time rate system
our
means
work
payments made to a
our
worker
work
made for each.
into rate per hour. Our work into rate per hour. So if a worker work for 8 hours and the rate is say rupees 2, so he will get rupees 16 as per time rate system. But there is a lacuna in this system because efficient workers are not remunerated properly. Then comes piece rate system. Let us explain this piece rate system.
So one drawback of time-based wage rate could be that the method offers some security to the workers, but it is not directly linked to the level of output or effort.
That's I'm specifying. It is though it
Yeah.
specifies some wage guarantee system,
Mm-hmm.
minimum
Right.
wages, but there is not what is it is not incentive basis. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
efficient
Yeah.
workers are not, what can I say, efficient workers are not rewarded properly. So piece rate, under this comes concept of standard output and actual output. Now, by following scientific management, if I find that the standard output should be 50 units and worker produce say 70 units, he will get some incentive. He will get some incentive. This is called piece rate system. And here method of payment.
It's it, sir.
Yes, piece rate. Method is just a minute. Unit produced into rate per unit. Got it? This is piece rate system. Now here this
So, but the piece rate system, the quality might get hampered, right? Because what the standard quality is,
this is
and after the piece
yes
rate, the
yes
workers
this is
start
yes this is one of
producing.
the lacuna of the piece rate system, because if you
Right, right.
push the worker,
Mm-hmm.
they will try to enhance the production, but what happens?
Uh-huh.
Quality would suffer. Quality would
Quality
suffer
would suffer. Yeah,
because
yeah.
see, there is a limit to every person. There is a limit. Say if you have the capacity of producing 50 units, and if you are pushed to your age, then you can say produce 60 units, but the quality of that 60 unit would not be say a standard quality. So, like elastic band, if you just stretch it, it will break. So every person has a limitation. So if person tries to go beyond that limitation, he would fail. So basically, though piece rate system enhances the earning of the worker, but quality suffers due to piece rate system, because there at that time there were no quality inspection or ISO like we follow. These systems were not.
ISO 9000,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
These systems of quality audit, then comes other systems are there for quality checking. These systems were not there because nowadays company follow Six Sigma and other system to see whether the quality are properly checked or not. But at that time, quality does not matter. We produce the good and consumer will pay the price. That does matter. So I am talking about in the year say 1910 and 1920. This were the scenario. Okay. So basically at that time, this situation prevailed. Okay. Then comes Halsey and Rowan. This is based on time study, that is how much the worker is working and how much time is allotted to that worker, and based on that an incentive is given on the time saved.
So I have a question. So, like, what's the difference between the Six Sigma thing that you mentioned and other things like TQM or maybe quality assurance or
Basically,
Kaizen?
because these are basically terminology followed in quality control. Okay, actually, people from
Right.
scientific management, that is from engineering background, could specify it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
there are some basically it means that there are some standard you have to abide by that standard, and if you fail to achieve that standard, your product will be rejected. Basically, that in gist form,
Okay, okay.
and these are all
But
technical.
sir, also TQM or Kaizen also follows the same path, right? TQM, total quality
Well,
management, and
yes, yes,
quality
yes.
assurance,
Basically, there are
quality control.
yes, there are some quality assurance, because in organization quality audit is carried on, and if you fail to meet the standard, your product would be automatically rejected. Got it?
Right, right.
Because
Okay, sir.
these are things followed by manager. Because in MBA also we have a paper called operation management. A specialization
Yeah, yeah,
also
yeah. Operations management. Yeah, right.
specialization also called operation, specialization in operation, where this thing the student who take this specialization,
Sir, scroll up.
knows all about this thing.
Right, right.
Okay. Any other question?
When when method.
Halse method. Halse method, Rowan method, piece rate system, time rate system. Then comes Merrick differential rate system. and lastly comes BART system. Basically, this has of application in costing also, because you have costing in your BBA, where you would where in that paper you would learn in a, what in a vivid manner all this system, while you would study the chapter labor and wage
So
payment.
costing as in calculating ARR or NVP, that type of a
No, no,
payback period.
that is not costing. What you are saying is called capital budgeting, comes under financial management.
Ah,
Capital
okay,
budgeting,
okay.
that comes under financial management.
Oh, okay.
Okay, any other question? Feel free to ask me. Please mute yourself. So this is all about scientific management, and question will come from this MCQ based question, and I will share the notes also on my Google Classroom. So also, apart from Srijani madam note, you also go through my note also, it would help you. Okay, so that's all for today. We'll
Okay,
make
sir.
meet
Thank you very
and
much.
tomorrow Amol sir will take the class at 10 a.m. economics class. Okay, so we'll meet you again in
Okay,
this week.
sir.
Okay, have a nice day. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
sir.